Are you a family caregiver with a loved one that's bedbound and you're trying to figure out how to change the sheets? Well, that's what we're going to look at today. I'm Nurse Karen, and I've been a nurse for 30 years and owned a care home for the last 10 years, so I've done lots of bed changes. And today we're going to go over my tricks of how to do it quickly. So let's jump right in. The first thing is to make sure that you just leave a top sheet over your loved one so that they're not sitting there freezing to death. That will help them to be more comfortable while you're doing the bed change. And the first thing that I do is I go around to the bed and untuck the bottom sheet from all of the corners. And the reason that you want to be able to change the bed quickly is if your loved one is someone who fights their care a little bit, the less time that you spend doing the care, the better off you'll be. So now that we've got that untucked, I also will kind of push it under a little bit on their side that I'm going to turn them towards the first time. And then I always make sure that I have everything sitting out ready to go. And so the first thing that I'm going to have on top is a bottom sheet. Then we're going to have a cloth incontinent pad. And I usually put a disposable incontinent pad on top of the cloth one just because they're easier to take care of in case they get wet. And then what I do is I go ahead and start putting the bottom sheet on to the corners on this side of the bed. Oops, I did it the wrong way. All right, here we go. And you'll notice that I have the bed raised to my height so that I'm not having to bend far over. And that's the great thing about hospital beds, and I always recommend, is to get it up closer to your waist height so that you're not having to bend and hurt your back during the process. So now that I have it on this side, ready to go, I actually usually take the pillow out from underneath their head if possible. And then I go ahead and have them roll over on their side. If you'll please roll over, sir. And I can use the pad to help me move them over. And then I have them grab the bed rail to help hold themselves over. And I always put the bed rails up before I do this because it just keeps them feeling a little bit more comfortable and it allows them to help with the process. I don't want anyone rolling out of bed and they don't like the feel of it, of being close to rolling out. So I just push this over and get it in line in the middle. And then I take the pad. And these are great pads because they're very large, as you can see. And I put it where it belongs. Pads should go at their waist and below, not above their waist, because if you go above the waist, then it will end up wicking the moisture up their back if they have a leak. And I roll that all up, and it's all sitting right in the middle so that when they roll back, they're going to roll over the big lump. Then I take the pads from the existing bed and put that rolled up in the middle also. So it's all in one pile in the middle. Then I go to the other side of the bed and I have them roll over to the other side. It's one big roll all the way over and have them grab the rail on that side. Now that they've rolled over, we can go ahead and pull out the existing pad and sheet. See? And then the new sheet pulls through very easily and you can tuck it in. Same on the bottom. And then unroll the pad. And then they can go ahead and roll back to the middle. And the last step would be to go ahead and change the top sheets. The top sheet and put the blanket back on. And give them back their pillow. To keep their dignity, I go ahead and put the top sheet over the existing sheet. Keeps them a little warmer, and then I pull out the other one from underneath. Works best if they don't hold on to the sheet as you're pulling. Nothing to it. As you can see, it's a quick and easy process for changing your loved one's bed. If they have a wet brief that you want to change at the same time, once you've practiced this technique a few times, you can go ahead and change the brief at the same time. But I would recommend, because of making sure that you get the placement just right with the brief, that you practice the bed change a few times before you try to add all of that extra difficulty into it. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. If you want more tips, put tips in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will look forward to seeing you in my next video where I'll share some more hints on being the best caregiver possible. Check out my next video. I'll see you there.